formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba, Biasika, and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwukika Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be known by the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who we are chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these no-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
Mercy on we be your friend. Lord, give us a freedom. Have mercy on we be your friends and give us a freedom. Oh Lord, have mercy on we be your friends and give us a freedom. Father, we need our leader. Prophet, we need our leader. We need our leader.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
Mazu, we are here.
Welcome, 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 fellow Biafrans, my fellow comrades that are on board. I thank you all for joining. We have come once again as we have agreed to be talking to Biafran people. Today is another day. Everyone you are seeing here are the media team. We have come together to do the needful as we have always done. As we have picked out a day where we come to speak to Biafran people, to encourage Biafran people. Today, by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, the media team have decided to appoint me to moderate on today's event, and I will do my possible best to serve Biafrans as needful as possible. I will give my best by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. And I thank my beloved brothers with me on the stage who has given me that opportunity to speak to Biafrans today and to moderate on this very broadcast today, where we gather to encourage Biafrans. We gather here to make sure we set the record straight. We come here to debunk all the lies against the IPOB, against Biafran people, against our Prime Minister or Biafra Republic government in exile, against our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. What we do is on our various platforms and on our joint broadcasts, we set the record straight and make sure that we debunk every lies that have been told against us. And today is one of those days that we have agreed to come together to show the unison of the group before all Biafrans, that we are one, speaking in one voice, letting everyone to know what is happening and what is going to happen, and what you are ignoring will bring them to your presence for you to be able to know what is going on. And today with me on the studio, you're going to see many able men, people who have been blessed with different kinds of gifts. That is what you find in Biafra struggle. We are gifted. Whatever you're looking for, you're going to see it. You want people that will speak like a lion, you will see them. You need those who will speak like a lamb, you will see them. You need the word of war, you will see it. You need the word of encouragement, you're going to get it. We have everything complete among us. And for everyone that is watching today, wherever you are watching from, if you are watching from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. It is not easy. We know the situation in Biafra land. If anybody tells you that it is easy, that person must be lying to you. After all, our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told us that it's not going to be easy. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile also told us that it's not going to be easy, that we should all tighten up our belt. And I appreciate more especially those that are watching from Biafra land and those that are watching from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, from Russia, from China, whichever part of the world you are watching us from, I appreciate you. And as you join, there is one important thing you have to do for us. You have to join us to make sure that this message reaches to all corners. Every one of you watching should know the kind of battle we are facing. Those of us on media, it is not easy for us to pass the message I want to pass. Most of the time, our notification is not being sent out. The Zoological Republic and the enemies of Biafra are doing everything possible to see that they cage us and limit our audience. But as long as you're engaged in the instruction given to us, remember when our Prime Minister said that we will engage in massive evangelism. Every one of us have to get involved in it. How are you going to get involved in that evangelism? Is by you sharing this broadcast in your various platforms. As you join wherever you are watching from, make sure you share to at least one group. Share to at least one person. Share to at least your family members. Even our enemy, share to them. Some of them are ignorant of what they are doing. Share it, let it get to them so that they can be able to get their acts together. We have come once again as we are promised. And before we go further, I will allow my fellow comrades who are on the stage with me to introduce themselves. As they are introducing themselves, while we continue to wait for others to join us, you will get everything you want on this very platform today. We will do our best and also give you our best. But before I call in my fellow comrades, I will remind you that today is a day that we set aside to remember our Sule Mazi Nnamdi Kanu incarceration. A day we come together to make our voice heard that the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not supported by any Biafran. A day we speak out. A day, a referendum that is very clear before the whole world is conducted every Monday. Regardless what anybody does, it stands until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. That is today. And I thank Biafrans also who are engaging in it. It is happening as you are watching. So, before we continue and proceed further, I will invite my beloved brother, Vam Vam Vam, Pastor Vam Vam Vam, please kindly give your introductory message to the Biafran people so that they can hear you clear.
Thank you, Mazi Chuk Survivor. Thank you so much. And I'm always excited whenever I sit back and I'm listening to you because the wisdom that emanates from you is top-notch, second to none. And it can only be the grace and the gift of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Fellow Biafrans, I greet you all tonight. My name is Raphael Chamaka Ajere, and you know me as Pastor Vam Vam Vam. And my passion and love for Biafra is eating me up every day. And in a gathering like this, it's such a delight to be a part of it. And I am here once again for us to do the needful. And I'm also greeting our Biafrans back home who has engaged once again in a solidarity sit at home for our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it is such an interesting day today because on a Monday broadcast like this, we stand to appreciate all of you, to say thank you and well done. Those of you in Enugu, those of you in Aba, those of you in Owerri, those of you in Onitsha, those of you in Abakaliki, those of you in Ekorekpene, those of you in Calabar, those of you in Asaba, those of you in Agbo, every one of you in Bayelsa, everywhere in Biafra land, you remember Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say thank you. And I yield my mic to my fellow comrades, whom I also respect today, as they will continue by introducing themselves also. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You're welcome. The Biafrans are very happy and proud each time they see you on stage. Keep it on. You are doing a very good job. I can see my minister also is there. Minister, have the mic and speak to Biafran people. I guess the minister is a little bit busy. If he's not there, I will call in my beloved brother 247. Please kindly make your introduction and speak to Biafran people while they welcome you.
Yeah, my Biafran brothers and sisters, you're all welcome this wonderful evening. It's such a privilege, honor to have you listen to us once again this evening. We have come to share the good tidings with you. We are not blogging, we are broadcasting the good news. And I must extend my love and thanks to all Biafrans who have observed today, sitting at home in remembering that our brother Mazana Dekano has been kept against his will for no reason for 2 years now. I appreciate every effort. Thank you all for standing in the gap for him. And I must tell you, he's appreciating everything, and he knows and he's seen all. So I thank you. Remember, we have the man that speaks and will listen directly from his voice, the Prime Minister, Biafra Republic Government in Exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and we have the cabinet. And this is information and media communication coming to you this evening. We are bringing the glad tidings and unfolding the hidden secrets and debunking the lies of the wicked. Thank you. Mazindewo.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You are actually standing by your name 247. What you are doing is not everybody can do it. We appreciate you. You are one of those holding the pillars of the media, and I appreciate you so much. And I'm going to call in our beloved sister, mother, and care because we are complete. Adadioramma. From the name, when you hear it, if you don't smile, I know you have something missing in you. So I appreciate my beloved sister. I give her the mic to give introduction to Biafran people and speak to them.
Ụmụ Chineke ekene m unu, Maazị Ugo. Ekene m unu niile. Pastor Van na m ekene unu niile ka unu ha wee nọrọ. Adọkwa supplies o but so adịrọ. Biafra niile ekene m unu, short ndị Enugu unu niile achinyere m unu aka enu today. Because I'm on n'ụlọ ọrụ na-amonite ife na-emenụ wee for that na years na anyị na-eji otu obi were na-eje. In short, onwe dịka one mind. And that with one mind ka anyị eji wee melie ndị ilo. Asị m unu jisi ike. Thank you very much. Ekene m unu niile Biafrans.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You are doing a great work, and Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to strengthen you. So, as we have come onto the program today, when our minister is back, I think we will allow him to make a speech. I think he's not yet now around. He's always engaged. So we'll move on while he joins us. So before we go on, I have to let the Biafran people know that today, a special day that we all know that we have chosen by ourselves. The Biafran people have come together and agreed on today, called Monday. That is a day we will hold to ourselves and make sure it's not being taken away from us. And today, we are going to dig deep to let the Biafrans know the importance of this very day, Monday. The Monday we have chosen. While we are sitting at home on Monday, a lot of questions have been asked by enemies and those who want to distract us, confusing those who are not paying attention. You know, there are so many people that are not paying attention to what is happening. Some people are getting half information, and when they get half information, they run away with it. That is why we want to use this day, being a Monday, to speak to Biafran people and elaborate more on the importance of the seat at home, and also the importance and needs for us to have the Biafra Republic government in exile and what they are doing. That is what we will discuss today. And I want everybody to pay attention to every point you are going to get today. They are very, very important. So many of us have been asked different questions on our private homes. As you all know, every Biafran today is a member of the media. Those of us who are presenting our face and coming on to speak, we are just a symbol. But every member, every Biafran is a media person. That is why in your own little corner, you must preach the gospel of Biafra. And there are certain questions that are being asked, which you are supposed to answer. We have done a great job in the past, and we'll continue to do it until we get into Biafra land. The battle is getting more tougher. And as it's getting more tougher, we have to equip ourselves with answers to relevant questions. The time of blackmail has gone. The time of agitation has gone. The time of distraction has gone. Today, we are in an era where we focus on a direction that we are about to go, and nobody will push us back. That is why the media team have decided today to discuss deeply on the need for this very Monday sit at home, why we are sit at home on Monday. But before I begin to call in people one by one, my fellow comrade to speak, I've seen my beloved brother Battle Cry coming in. So please kindly make your introduction and let the Biafran people hear your voice and welcome you.
Hello, good evening, my people. Good evening, everybody, viewers all over the world, wherever you are watching. This is Biafra Battle Cry Channel TV. I greet you, choose for welcoming me and Pastor Van, Solid Biafra, Ugo Isel, Adadio Rama, Ulowo. Well done. Okay.
You're welcome, my beloved brother. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. So going forward, I think we have to invite my beloved brother Raphael to give us one important point. And I would like you to use 2 minutes to give us one important point. There are so many points. If I allow you, I know you have hundreds of points to give, but I will like you to just curtail it to 1 point so that others will have time to also add it. We don't have enough time left for my beloved brother Raphael. I think 2 hours is not enough for himself. So let me beg him to just give us one important point and elaborate in it why it is necessary that we sit at home on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chuk Survivor. You rightly said that, there are many things, there are many reasons to give why we must sit at home on Monday. But one important thing that I can say, what should I pick? Apart from the fact that Onyendu means a lot to us. If, like this morning I did a broadcast that I titled MNK, a type of Christ. To some religious bigots, they might come at me and say, how can you describe MNK like Christ? Now, I had to interpret it by using a scripture where Christ had to make you understand that he is your brother.
Yes.
Christ is your brother. Some people call Christ God. Christ is not God. Christ is our brother. God is Chukwu Okike Abiama. Jesus is not God. So just the same thing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not God. He is our senior, most important brother. That means the whole world to us. And with what they have done to our senior and most important brother, who is like your Christ you talk about, we can sacrifice anything for him. So that Monday for us is a holy day for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we can call it MNK Day. Until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, Monday, don't joke with us with that Monday. We are ready to do anything for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as far as that Monday is concerned. So even more than that, we can do. So I don't want to exceed my 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Thank you so much. I will give the mic to my brother 247. Please kindly give us a point, elaborate on it. Every one of us have different tones of voices. Some people speak calm, some people speak loud, some people speak in a language that others understand better. So tell the Biafrans 1 point why you think it is very necessary that we will continue to sit at home every Monday.
Ndewo. Thank you so much. You see, this sit at home, so many of us are not really getting the point why we are sitting at home. Number one, I want us to understand that we are sitting at home because of injustice done against one of us. We are sitting at home because in that country called Nigeria, there is no justice. There has never been justice. We are sitting at home. Above all, we are doing ourselves great service, great favor. How? If you don't sit at home to cry for your brother, when it happens to you, nobody will sit at home to cry for you, or nobody will come out to cry for you, or nobody will demand for any justice for you. Today, if you look all over the world, take a look, every country, if you bring down one person, the rest 99 will tell you no, it is not the way. As we all have seen Nigeria, what it is today is turn by turn. Those that think they are godfathers, they are getting turn by turn godfatherly way, in godfatherly way. And those innocent gullibles are getting gullible turn by turn. They die on daily basis, turn by turn. So what I'm saying in essence, why you must continue to sit at home is you are demanding justice. When you are demanding justice for one, you are demanding for yourself. You are demanding justice. We are demanding justice for Mazen Nandikano, for ourselves as well. We are trying to register our voices. We are trying to make it clear to the world that we are existing, that we are not, as they have described us, dots in the sack. We are not dots in the sack. We are existing human beings. We can live anywhere. We have a land that God has given to us, and nobody can take it away from us. That is why we are sitting at home. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Thank you so much. Every Biafran that is watching, please, if you have a pen and paper, pick and begin to jot informations. Our beloved brother Raphael has spoken, 247 has spoken. These questions are very simple and common, but there are people who don't have answers to it. It is a most asked question. And if we can get the answer to this question correctly, we don't have need to begin to beg people to sit at home or to enforce it at home. If Biafrans can know the reason why they have to sit at home, just as my beloved brothers are speaking, you will have no reason. You will have no reason to say that a governor convinced you to come out and to refuse to sit at home. As we proceed, I will give my beloved sister for her to speak to Biafra people in the language of heaven. And also for you to hear from the voice of a mother. In case maybe those of us that are men that are speaking, we might look so harsh. You might not understand that we're speaking so loud. I want you to hear from a calm person, from a calm voice, from the voice of a mother, why we must sit at home. My beloved sister, please talk to Biafran people in the language of heaven. You are muted. Can you hear her? Since she's muted.
Mother, we cannot hear you.
You are muted. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Ụmụ Chineke ekene m ụnụ ọzọ. Ama nsọm n'ime ụnụ onye na-enwe mwute na-asị waya aka ji continue sit at home. Ụfọdụ n'ime ụnụ na-agbakọ ego unu na-eluzu every Monday. Ụfọdụ n'ime ụnụ na-agbakọ ebe unu na-eje every Monday, gain unu na-enwe every Monday. Mana o nwere ihe nchọkụ unu gbakọsịa all this gain, mana unu agbakọ one thing. Onye unu ya agbakọ our leader nọ n'aka ndị DSS for 2 years now, 2 years and now. umegode eze ọ bụrụkwa gị ọ bụrụ na ọgụnwa nọ n'ime DSS for 2 years and n'ife imehọ Jones na-efuna ụmụnne gị n'anya Jones ịfụnanya ị nwere ebe ụmụnne gị nọ Jones ịchọrọ ka ụmụnne gị nwere onwe ha Jones ịchọrọ ọganihu ụmụnne gị ka eji wee tinye gị n'ime ọnọdụ ahụ ka ihe esi chee ka ihe esi feel and bịakwa na-etinye gị ebe ahụ etinye ndị iji maka ha wee jebe ebe ahụ wee chezọọ gị gbakọta gị azụ nke ọzọ ọnwụ na ya kwụsị site at home ọ nọ ọnọdụ ka ya gbakọtaziri azụ onye ọ nwere echezọ gị ihe onwere anything ị nwere ihe eme nwa ahụhụ dị sit at home onwere onye sị gị weta ego ka e were jewe kọtụ onwere onye sị gị mbọsụ kọtụ gị were lọya were bịaba jọsọ ebe ihe eme wee gosi na ọ na-ewute gị injustice ikpeazụ ikpe ezighi ezi a na-ekpe onye fụrụ gị n'anya wee nọ n'ụlọ ahụ then wee na-asịkwa ụlọ ndị ọdọ ọsịsọ because o nwere one particular lady mma like na ọnwụ na nwee time today na this program mma like talk to that lady mma like ịgwa that lady okwu wee na-asị chegodunu this our leader nọ n'ime ebe a n'ime DSS for 2 years and now o ji nwa chegodo na ọnwụ na ọgụ ọnwụnwe ya o ji nwaanyị chegodo na ọnwụ na ọgụ nwunye ọ maka na ha anaghị manifest ọ maka na ha anaghị ekwu okwu kedu ka o ya adị nwa ya na papa ya kwesịrị ịnọ ya n'akụkụ na-afụ ya ọ na-eto na-asọpọtụ ya na-agwa ya okwu na-agwa nwa ọfụ ya for 2 years now ọ bịanwụ na o nwere ife papa ya mee na ihe nne papa ya mere na ọ fụrụ ụmụnne ya n'anya maka ịfụnanya o nwere ebe ụmụnne ya nọ ka o ji nọrọ n'ime ebe a kedu ka o ya eside ụmụ ya na ndị papa ha jizi wee nọrọ ebe ahụ ha nọ gbakọtaziri ya azụ because of ego gịnị wee ego onye na-eme ife ya mee eze ọhụrụkwa ma ọnwụ na unu mee eze ọhụrụkwa mụnwa ọnwụ na ọmụnwa nọ na this condition maka ịfụnanya nwere ebe ụmụnne m nọ agbakọta m azụ onye adị m obi mma so ụmụ Chineke ka m ji si biko o nwere ife ọzọ anyị ya eme nwa ahụhụ sitachi ọ dị only way anyị nwere ike iji wee manifest ya biko ekene mụnụ jisi na ike unu eluzne hope anyị mmeri ya awụ nke anyị and n'ikpeazụ anyị niile ya ego lụ na ya afụ na this sit at home ma o tekigodo 3-4 years ụhụ na nkịtị na enwe onye enwerịrị ihe ya esi na ya wee pụta ekene m ọnụ ụmụ Biafra.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. Thank you so much. I appreciate you in that language of heaven. It is sinking down and people are hearing. Now I will pass the mic to my beloved brother, Battle Cry. Please kindly do justice also and tell Biafrans why it is important that we sit at home every Monday until Mazen Nandekano is released.
Okay, Biafra. In a very simple analysis, our people, the ancient of days, used to make a proverb that my voice had that.
Yeah. Yes.
Louder.
Okay. So our elders of ancient of days, not the one of now, because the one of now, they have gone astray. So the one of ancient used to say that he that travel for he that stays at home, and he that stays at home for he that traveled. So as it is now, we are sitting at home. That is the purpose of a thing that we are sitting at home for the sake of our leader, somebody who carry us at heart. Okay, so in that case, when we sit at home, we are demonstrating our love for someone who devoted his life and the life of his parents and his own immediate family. We are devoting the love that he has shared to us. We are devoting the love that he has come from Elohim to come and open up our eyes. Now, through our leader, we can easily say that once we are blind, now we can see. Okay? That's why we are sitting at home. And so all his effort that he has labored to open our eyes will never be in vain. Because our people used to say, okay? So that is how it is. for the final this analysis, I will say now is that it is better for this sit at home. The main reason for this sit at home is that we are showing Nnamdi Kanu the solidarity of what he has labored. That when a left hand is doing something, he will let the right hand to know what he's doing. That's what we are demonstrating in conclusion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You have spoken very well. And every other person in this panel have spoken very, very well. I appreciate all your contributions. And I want Biafrans that are listening to keep all these informations in heart, because these are most often asked questions. Our Supreme Amazon Nnamdi Kanu, I can tell you today, there is no amount of sacrifice we make to set Mazen Nnamdi Kanu free that is too much. What we agreed on is just one day in a week, Monday. Some of you think, you know, the funny thing is some people are seeing it as the decision of our prime minister. Some are seeing it as somebody is trying to impose something on them. This is a decision made by the Biafran people. And you can see it clearly that there is no enforcement anywhere. But some people are trying to discourage others in order to paint it as if it's a decision imposed on Biafran people. We are talking about a man that has given it all. He gave his own life. He gave his parents. He gave his family. He gave his comfort. I can bet you, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu decide to live without Biafra today, he is still going to live a very comfortable life. We are talking about somebody who has done enough for himself. But here are we today. They took him away from us. The only thing we can do for him is to stand with him, shoulder to shoulder, until he is being released. He is not there because of himself. He's not there because of his own personal business. He is there because of you and I. That is why it is necessary that every one of us must put our hand in deck to continue to sit until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released. I can see our minister has joined us. Please, Minister, kindly speak to Biafran people and also use the same opportunity to speak to Biafran people about the importance of the sit at home and why we must continue on it until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is freed.
Ndewo to all Biafrans and all the ministers in the house from the information department. I can see Minister Chuk Survivor. I can see Minister Adadio Rama. I can see Minister Bam Bam Bam. I can see Minister 247. I can see Minister Battle Cry TV. And more of us that will be joining us. Gaddafi is there. Biafra Unite is there. Obi is there. Dotland is there. Okonkwo is there. And everybody, the first is there. Exodus is there. Gloria is there. Mouthpiece of the Gods is there. Thousands and many of you. Daberechi is there. Ifeanyi is there. Forgive me if I don't count your blessings and name them one by one. But Biafrans are seeing the works that God is using you to do. So appreciate your work and appreciate your efforts, your sacrifice, your synergy, your time and your money that you are putting in to make sure the voices of reasoning, every extremities of the planet Earth. Kudos to our leader and kudos to our Prime Minister. Kudos to ESN and Biafran Liberation Army. Kudos to the financial team and the defense team. Kudos to Biafrans back home who are making us proud and making the whole world to know that when we speak from the Biafran government in exile, that it is shown on ground. It is your input that gives the results that we have from the government in exile. It is your input that makes and bolsters the strength of the ESN and the Biafran Liberation Army and every armed group that is fighting to make sure Biafra is defended and Biafra is sustained. Kudos to you all. To every media hands, I owe you in high esteem because you are the reason why people are listening to us today. So kudos and keep up the good work. Why and how did the sit-at-home came to be? The sit-at-home came to be because MNK was kidnapped, and we had to look for something that will make one Nigerian government to regret of kidnapping MNK. To understand that the kidnap of MNK and keeping him will now be more dangerous for them than ever. What the sit-at-home is doing is what everybody that have fought for freedom have done before. America that all of you are running to today, they use civil disobedience. That sit-at-home that you hear, put it in any language or any grammar that you can hear. It is civil disobedience. Yes, in America, and the civil disobedience was enacted when there was something like no Black American or Black African will sit down in a bus while a white swine, a white maid, will now be standing. No. There was a law that when a Black enters the bus to travel from one point to another, as you are Black, you have to, if you were seated before, you have to stand up, you have to keep standing, while the white swine will have privilege to sit down until they get to the destination. Whether he is a woman or man, as far as you are Black, you will stand. If you were sitting before, stand up, allow white to sit down, the white swine, till they get to the destination. It now went on. It took a lady to break that bond, to break that slavery, and say enough is enough. And so there was protest. Then a civil disobedience came in. But there is something you need to understand here in what happened there. Now, all the Black African Americans that were there, in order for them to support this civil disobedience and this protest, because they all boycotted the public buses. If they had to enter work by 5 a.m., they will leave their houses by 3. They use their Legelis bends, their leg, to trek so that they will get to their workplace in time in order to boycott those buses. That was a civil disobedience that they did. But there is something here that was peculiar. Some of them that had their own car that they used for taxi or used for public services, they had to sacrifice their own cars to be picking their fellow Black African Americans, to haulage them from their houses to their workplace, to help them. This is how pastors and bishops are supposed to contribute to the liberation movement. You are not contributing directly, but you can contribute indirectly. So people that had their cars use their cars to haulage their people to work in order to help, to support the civil disobedience, and to make sure they boycotted those public buses. It was part of the civil disobedience. After the government saw that this had persisted for years, later that law was abolished. There was another one where women were not allowed to participate in elections or to vote. And then the women protested. When the women protested, they stopped going to work. They stopped giving their husbands sex. They stopped making food in the house. They stopped doing all their house chores and all the places that they were working, most especially in the bakery. So there was food shortages in the bakery. So if you did not starve them directly in the house, you starve them indirectly. The women only made food that they will give to their babies, and then they left those their men who became foolish. So this packed their brain till the men now had to come and protest for their women for their right to be restored. Now, civil disobedience have been used in many countries and many places that they have sought their freedom. America is example. Spain is example. South Africa is example. India is example. You have many other countries that I may not remember to mention all now. So what we've been doing is not something that is not democratically accepted. It's something that is democratically accepted internationally. When you hear of our PM or Mazinamdi, because Mazinamdi Kano started it, he taught us. So when we came, we did not go and excavate something that nobody knew about, but we have to make it understand of it to be implemented the most. We've been able to make sure we cripple the economy of one Nigeria. Remember during COVID-19, when everything was just kidnapped, America was complaining of fuel shortages. And that was when we started the sit at home. Remember that all your oil and gas that leave to Biafra land is going to supply to the international community and they benefit from it. The reason why your governors and the elite in one Nigeria are crying every day is because of your impact of the sit at home. They are not even crying of the impact of the terrorist attack, how they are killing 150 people in 2-3 days. They are not crying because they don't care about human lives. But the punishment that you are giving to them, to their economy, speaks volume. You can see what Peter Mba is doing. Peter Mba is telling you that 10 billion naira is the money that we are losing every Monday. Soludo was telling you that it was whether 300 and something or 180 something. Peter Mba now says 10 billion. Now, Peter Mba does not calculate the lives of people that have been lost in Plateau within 2 weeks. 150 human beings. So does it mean that we value the life of human beings or we value the value of money? Because Peter Mba values 10 billion naira, but he does not consider the lives of Biafra, does not consider the lives of Martin and Mikami, does not consider the lives of all the Biafrans that have been massacred. Only within Buhari's 8-year reign, over 100 million, 100,000, over 100,000 people have been massacred and recorded in the system. That is what the statistics says. 100,000. And this does not speak volume to anybody. The sit at home is to configure your mind to understand what freedom is all about, why Mazinamdi Kano must be released, why our Biafra must be restored, and why we must take power away from the Fulefus that we have as leaders in our communities. Because for you to fight and gain freedom, first you need to take control of your territory. The Biafra people declaring the sit at home are taking control of their territory, telling them what they want to do and when they want to do it and how they want to do it. Now, it's only one day more are coming. Because if we want to be equating this sit at home in line with the way they are massacring people, it will be more than only Monday. But we are targeting at something. Now, Mazinamdi Kano is behind bars. He set up ESN to protect you. For you to honor any ESN that falls along his line of duty, you have many ways. When we say we are celebrating the Heroes Day, it's a way also for heroes that are still by and still fighting today. So when you do sit at home, you are also honoring them. You are also honoring the ones that are passed away. You are also giving kudos to the ones that are still active and the ones that are coming in. And you are actually taking control of your territory because we cannot go into this conventional and open warfare when we are not fully in line with what is on ground yet. We are preparing the ground. We are torchlighting. But I tell you that the Biafran Republic government in exile understands what they do. Pray for your PM. because it's the man that God has given you people, which has become the quadratic equation which the one Nigerian government have not been able to find the solution. They will go and turn it to simultaneous, it will not work, bring it to linear, it will not work, then they come to the conclusion that it is quadratic. The zero equation cannot even be gotten. So it is very, very hard for them to solve the mathematics of Mazi Simon. Kudos to this media team, because without you people, Biafrans will not understand what is happening. So I am so happy to be amongst you. Lewo Mazi.
Thank you so much, my minister. Thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution. I know you have a lot to offer, but we don't want you to offload everything once. We are still going somewhere. Thank you so much for the overload that you have given them. We wanted to.
He has used all his time. Our minister don't use all in time. All
we
in
wanted
time.
to
Don't
give
use
it
them
little
now.
by little so that people can digest it. But you have done justice to the whole thing. I appreciate you. So, fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching from, I know you are jotting information down. Today, we are dealing with most asked questions. Remember when our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in Israel said that we have to engage in radical evangelism. That radical evangelism will continue until Biafra comes. And every member of every Biafran has to participate in it. That is why we have to deal with this most asked question, common questions that some of us cannot provide an answer to. As you are evangelizing in your own little corner, every information you're going to hear today is very important for you to forge ahead and pass the correct information to the people. One of the most common asked questions is what we're going to deal with again. Another question they ask is, and I would like my brother Raphael to deal with that. They ask us, what are the successes of the sit at home? What has we achieved since you have been doing sit at home? The success and achievements. Please, my beloved brother Raphael, just give us one or two successes and achievements we have got on sit at home, elaborate in it, so that our people can be able to answer these relevant questions as they are engaging in that radical evangelism, which is the responsibility of every one of us that we have to carry on. Please, my brother, go on.
Sorry, please, can you come again? Was that for me?
Yes, my brother Raphael.
Please,
for you.
Repeat again. What was I supposed to respond to? Please, I was
saying one of the most asked questions that they ask our people most of the time, as we are all engaging in that radical evangelism, they'll ask us, what has been the achievement we made in the sit at home? What are the successes that we get in sit at home that we must continue to do it?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, the number one achievement is that Biafra is alive. Because of your sit at home, Biafra is alive and well. Because they wanted Biafra dead. Number one, they wanted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. Your sit at home have kept him alive, and his coming out is guaranteed because you continue to sit at home. Number two is that Biafra is alive and Biafra cannot die. Your sit at home has made it alive and it will not die. And your sit at home has enabled us to be able to have voices where people never expected before. Our voices are being heard in Europe, in Asia, in America, all around the world. Your sit at home has made that happen. Even in the zoo government that thought that Biafra can be suppressed because of their, Egbeweja approach of you protest, we kill you, and then you keep quiet. Your sit at home has made your voice so loud, louder than your protests, louder than your marches. Before we will march and wave our flag, our sit at home have made our voices so loud, even in the zoo, not only in diaspora, but in the zoo itself. So we are moving forward. Our sit at home is effective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my beloved brother. You have spoken very well that our sit at home have given us a voice. Very, very clear. And I would like my beloved brother also, 247, to deal with this very issue. This is the most common asked question to our people. And you know, as it stands today, this very weapon that we have is facing the greatest attack. That is where the enemy is focused to bring it down. It is necessary that we narrow it down and tell our people the importance and the successes we have made through this sit at home. Please, can you, in your own words, speak to Biafran? The success we have made, the importance of sit at home, and what we have achieved so far, so that they cannot be able to be discouraged.
Thank you so much. Dear friends, I want us to understand that sit at home is the reason why. That's because we are sitting at home is the reason why Nigeria is panicking today. If not for sit at home, nobody would have been thinking or known or remember that there was somebody like Mazen Nandekano who was kidnapped from Kenya and illegally detained in Nigeria. Nobody would have been asking. Nobody, even all these people who release Mazen Nandekano for me, you would not be hearing about them. Somebody would not have come out to tell you that Monday sit at home, due to Monday sit at home, they are losing, say 10 billion naira or 100 billion naira every Monday. Let me tell you, sit at home is hitting the government and the politicians where it need to hit them most. And I want us to know that sit at home is not affecting any individual. Sit at home is not affecting any individual, even the drug pusher. No, sit at home is not affecting you. Sit at home is affecting your own oppressor, and your oppressors are the enemies of our life, of our land. Why we must continue to sit at home is, like I said before, justice for one is justice for all. I want you to remember that why the Lekki Toll Gate massacre died and everything about it died was because they came out to make, whoa. They were killed and they went in. They ran away. Sitting at home, police will not come to your house to shoot you. No army will come to your house to kill you. When you sit in your home, you are safe. We have seen it clearly. Anytime people were killed by the Nigerian or the terrorist agent in uniform, they are being killed outside their homes. During the time we have sit at home, we are sitting at home because we have seen people that sat at home, and with this sit at home, they achieved their goals. India did it, South Africa, everywhere. Many people, they did it. It worked out. And our own will not be anything different. Our own will work even better. Sit at home, I want us to know, is the weapon we have. Sit at home is the worst weapon you can use against any government in this world. Sit at home, not demonstration, not rally. No. If we continue to sit at home, I want you to understand that if it is not working, the government of Nigeria will not be lamenting. All the white people we are rallying, going to this place at this junction, we meet and make noise. Did you see them comment? Do you see them lament? But once the sit at home began, immediately the thing commenced, started, begin. Bam! They begin to cry like a dog when you hit it tail. Sit at home is working, and we are getting freedom with this sit at home. I tell you, we may not be seeing how much achievement we have done with sit at home, but I promise you, with time, you will all understand. Without sit at home, Me and you today, Boko Haram for don't enter our land, them for don't take over everything. Me and you for become slave in our own land. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother 247. You have spoken very well, and the Biafrans are listening and they are taking note. And I will now pass the mic to my brother Batokrai. Please, kindly speak to Biafran people. Tell them the successes we have made in this very sit at home. This is the time for us to encourage our people. It is not the time to sit back, because the greatest attack we are having now is against this very weapon that we have called sit at home. When you look at the attack now that is coming, is just focused on that. From all, when you go to the media, their conventional media, in social media, the attack is focused on this very sit at home. So we must encourage our people and let them know the benefit and the success we have made so far through the sit at home. Please, can you kindly speak to Biafran people and tell them in your own words and in the way that we understand the successes we have made so far? Battle cry, my brother.
Sorry, I muted. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Oh, Biafra. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, my comrades as well. The reason for this sit at home, why it's like it's a target, is because I think it's hitting the bar very well. Okay, so our people used to make a proverb. Please forgive me if I make too much proverb, because you see, the situation we are now is no longer a situation where someone can just come out for talking sake. Someone have to, deliberate with full meaning of depth of his word. That's why I use proverb. Our people said that when a child is crying and pointing hand somewhere, if you verify, either the father is there or the mother is there. The reason why these political cabals and all the Eastern politicians are making noise about or lamenting about the sit-at-home issue is because our bullet is hitting them very well. So, in other words, they will try to make sure everything in their own power to stop the sit-at-home. Why is it that each governor, when it comes up, the first thing he will first tackle is sit-at-home? He's not talking about insecurity. He's not talking about marginalization. He's talking about because we have been able to strategize the main weapon to attack these people, to make them to believe that yet they are in power, but we are the people of the indigenous people of the region who are in control of his own power. Okay, so it's just like we are just trying to tell them that the person you left on the ground while you are climbing up, by the time you will come down, you will still meet the same people. So we are on the ground waiting for them. It doesn't matter how tall or how length or how distant they fly. At the end, they will meet us. If you ask me, go and ask Joseph Kali where he is now. Go and ask Dave Omahi where he is now. Ask OKZ where they are now. Okay, so the sit at home has just disgraced them, unmasked them, and tear them down. Objectively, this sit at home is the greatest weapon, because I believe from the time they kidnapped Mazen Nandega, why they're making that plan, it was when everything opened their eyes. The first sit at home Mazen Nandega announced, which Governor Ifeanyi Okowo followed suit, Willie Obiano followed suit. So it's like all the Eastern region was just standstill. The whole Asorok or the whole Zoological Republic was asking, who is it Mazen Nandega that will command the Eastern region to sit at home, and they will listen to him. That's why Wazirike came out and said, this one has passed him. That anybody who can do this, that person has, give a credit. He said all the Eastern governors, Nandega has proven to them that he is in power, not them. So if they try to command their own people who they are governing to sit at home, let them try it. Or anybody who will counteract it, let that person counteract it. That after all, some people try to prove stubborn, like some governors, they try to prove stubborn, but it didn't work. So this sit at home As far as we are doing it, we are demonstrating power. We are demonstrating that power is in our hand. It doesn't matter whether you want to go hunger for 24 hours. It's worth going it. Please try it. It's very important. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you and your contribution. You have spoken very well. And the Biafran people are taking notes. Now, I'm going to invite one of our mothers in our midst also, Adadi Orama. Please kindly speak to Biafrans once again in the language of heaven. Let them know the success we have made through Sis at Home. Please speak, my sister.
Ụmụ Chineke ụnụ na-ajụ ka ife ege n'ụra ka ife anyị nwere na sitati ma a na-eme ka ebe anyị si na-emelie ka ife anyị nwetara n'ime ihe ọnwụ unu n'anya ụnụ afụ na ihe nwetara n'ime ihe karịrị akarị biga ọsọ ọnwụ na onwe ihe nwetara n'ime ihe all these governors a na-achị anyị na-agba nnekọ nne ka ha kwụsị ya unu na-ahafụ the impact mana ndị na-afụ ya ife anyị nwetara n'ime onwe ihe niile nọ n'ọchịchị bikos ọnọdụ ka anapụrụ ha ala n'ọnụ ebe ha si eli emechiri ya na ọnwa ebe unu si eli onye ka mgbe saa ụsọ ọrụ udo ligote bikos ọsọ ebe ahụ ka ha si enweta ego and ụnụ nwa ndụ na-enyekwa ha the money maka na every Monday unu jere afọ enwere ego unu na-akwụ tax unu na-akwụ gọọmenti that Monday ahụ ọ na-akwụ ndị atọ ya na-akwụ ha tax ya ndị na-agbata bọs ndị na-anya motosaịkụl ndị na-ele ahịa mbugharị ndị na-akpọwa afịa cheke na every Monday tax ego niile a dị anakọta ụnụ na shop kwụọ ụnụ kwụrụ maka ọnọdụ afịa ahụ ụnụ nọda ide onye ndị ka a na-anakọla ego ahụ ọkwa ha nwa so ha na-eluzuru that money mana ahịa guzoro nsọ on Monday n'ala Igbo niile na Biafra land niile Monday ahụ azụ ha afịa mana ego ole ha rụzu onye ka o ji ahụ gọvanọ nke rigote ọchọ ka o gbuo ndị ga niile mgbe ahụ na datisitati hom kwụsịrị ka e wee na-anakọtakwa ego ahụ unu bịa unu nwere ike unu a na-eche na ihe ndị a ji ndị ọdịsi gọvanọs a na-eji chọ ka akwụsịsị tachi nọ maka ụnụ nwa no onwedị ife ndị a jiri ụnụ kpọrọ ha mmadụ na ụnụ nọ ihe a ji wee chọ ka akwụsịsị tachi onwe ego ahụ ha na-anakọta ụlọ Monde ahụ that tax ahụ a na-anakọta ụlọ Monde ahụ ya ka ha ji chọọ ego ọ na-wee loducha moto anata ndị lodu moto akwụ ụgwọ na pak ego niile a na-anakọ ndị ihe a onye niile a ka a na-eme ndị polisi anaghị ese ndị ha kwụrụ na main road every Monday ahụ na-anakọsị ndị draiva ego na-anakọsị ndị ọkada ego ị na-eche na o nwere ndị ha na-ebenefit n'ego ahụ ndị polisi na-anakọ o nwere nke a na-ewejere ha kpata ha ji esi a ji were fọrọ ntutu ha taa ka akwụsịsị tachi home anyị na-eme sọntị na bịa ọsọsọ nsọ ya nwee ike onye na-emetụta anọ and otu o si emetụta ha ka anyị eji nwee ike imere anyị ife anyị sa ha na-ele anyị iji okwu ka elere izu awaride Maazị Nnamdi Kanu so ụnụ asịrị na ya anaghị bịara enweghị ife anyị genu na ife anyị genụrụ ka nkọ maka ọnwụ na enweghị ife egenu ha yere agba nkịtị relax ya hasị mbọsị ike gburu anyị akwụsịsị tachi home mbọsị ike gburu dragon ọghọsị kwụsị tachi home so ụmụ Chineke jisie n'ike ama na ọ dị osiri ike yes mana biko na ọsọnsọ ya nwa ọba unu nwere ike ịgbara Biafra sọnsọ ahụ sacrifice unu nwere ike inye Biafra biko jisie n'ike ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa maka njirigodo for now.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. I appreciate you for your contribution, and Biafran people are listening. And I'm coming back to my minister. Please, minister, this time, just give us a short one. The gain we have made in the sit at home. These are common asked questions. That is why we are bringing these things out. My minister, just make it short. These are common asked questions. And as we are engaging in radical evangelism, which every Biafran is involved in, some of us don't have answers to this question. They will ask you, you have been sitting at home for donkey years. What have you gained? What is your profit? Please, can you tell Biafrans the gains we have made so far?
Thank you, Mazi. With sit at home, Biafrans controls their territory. With sit at home, Biafrans speaks in the language the zoo and the leaders of our land understand. With sit at home, Biafrans demands for their referendum and demands for the release of every Biafran and every freedom fighter detained illegally. With sit at home, Biafran speaks in a very loud voice. With sit at home, Biafrans make it to the whole world to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is behind bars. You must hold the zoo on their balls for them to scream before somebody will know that the zoo is crying. The sit at home is what made Dr. Laya Mohammed to go to America and UK and then started talking to the UK government and US and EU government that they are supporting us doing sit at home and destabilizing one Nigeria, doing fundraising, raising money to do what? To sponsor ESN and Biafran Liberation Army. It is with the sit at home that made the Inspector General of Police to speak on international television to tell the whole world that they should come for our head, starting from our opinion, because we are doing sit at home to destabilize the terrorist government of one Nigeria. It is with sit at home that makes Garuba Adamu to go all the way to Russia TV media to speak and say, these people are using this sit at home to destabilize us. If you people can stop them with this sit at home, our terrorists can be able to ravage everywhere control, and the jihadists control and take over will pick up in no time. This sit at home is making the zoo to understand that we understand their template and we are being 1,000 miles ahead of them. The sit at home, like I said before, is one of the tools used in civil disobedience, and it is one of the tools in freedom fighting. The sit at home is a way of protest, and we are protesting. And whenever we protest, you see the result. Now, instead of it to hit the road, to go and carry placard, where they killed over 150 at Mpo High School, and then they killed over 50 at Ikwacha when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was just released in 2017, just at the hearing of the announced joy that came over the entirety of Biafra land. Biafrans were jubilating, coming out from their marketplaces, and then they opened fire at them. Army personnel and police, and their dead bodies today have not been found. No justice has been given to them. At Emene in Enugu, our people were just having a family meeting, and then police entered there, opened fire on them. None of them have gotten justice. Where would I call again that is not there in the page? The lists are endless. MNK said, no Biafran should hit the road again to go and protest. We have to use another system that will crack down the zoo systematically. The war is ongoing systematically in one Nigeria. Where they kill over 150 people in one particular community, is that not war? If those people will go and protest, nothing may happen to them because it is in the far north. In the far north, when you go to protest, they don't kill like that. But it is in the east that when you go to protest, they open fire at you because the governors that we have aids and abet them. Now, instead of hitting the street, we are using sit at home to speak in the language that people stay in America, people stay in UK, people stay in Russia, people stay in Ireland, people stay in Switzerland, in all over Europe and America and every other continent. People are staying there to make complaints. just to sit at home and make noise. We are not even making noise along the street. You know, when you are doing protest, you carry placard, you carry drum, you carry banana, everything. Oh, you be hitting. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is environmental pollution. To my ear, it sounds so irritating that people are making noise around here and then I cannot focus. But people are now using another system to sit down in their house. They don't go out with weapons to go and fight anybody. They don't go out to make noise. They cook their nkwobi, sit down in the house and eat. They put 404 on the table and eat. They put palm wine there and drink. They put everything they can afford there and enjoy. Some people will even put their mattress and mat on the main road and lie down. Some people will be playing football along the main road. You don't see any car moving. Where do we commit crime like that? We are only using our brain. You know, when you are dealing with monkey, you look for a very long spoon. We have been using the same hand with monkey before in one Nigeria. But this time we decided to use a different dimension and they are complaining. This is just the beginning. So they are going to complain more because the next one that the African Republic government is going to bring now will shock them. We have been able to achieve our objective of making the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be useless. Because now, you think of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then you think of sit at home. The sit at home has crippled your economy and has made your offices and dismembered all the office holders of federal government of Nigeria in Biafra land. If the government of Nigeria is in charge and in control of our land, how come we that are just speaking on the media? They call us media, they call us media country. But media country is controlling people that are seeing their governors with their eyes. Sit at home is a way of speaking in the language that the zoo understands for our freedom. And we are not going to stop. That will tell us to stop sit at home. And it is not when it is outside. That is why when we declared in 2021 that we are not going to order or instruction from anyone inside detention, inside DSS, people misinterpreted it and they did not understand it. That is why it is you and I here now that is talking to the Biafran people and they are listening. So hold it against us. Look at my face. My face is on the media since 2021. BBC already had my face before. They used it to do misinformation and disinformation propaganda. So my face is there on that syndicate. So you can hold me anywhere, but leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he is already there. He's not the one sending us to this that. We are doing it.
Thank you, my minister. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you so much, my minister. I'm sorry I have to interject. If I leave you, you will not stop today. You will have a lot loaded, but we will be dishing it out gradually. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So every one of us here have contributed wisely, and I believe that Biafran people are taking note. Biafran people are taking note. These are most asked questions, common questions that some of us do not have an answer to. When this question is asked in several platforms, some people, they lose it. They no longer get it, they have the defense. Today, those answers are given to you. You must hold it to heart. And one of the things I remember, that is one of the achievements we have made in this very sit at home. There is one blackmail and lie against the Biafran people that have been of ages. When they preach it, and even some of us help them to propagate that very gospel. Some of us, unknowingly, we help them to propagate that lie against ourselves. Sit at home succeeded in destroying it. What is that lie? They will tell you that Igbos do not have a leader. Biafrans don't have a leader. They will tell you that Biafrans are not united and can never be united. That brings me back when one of our brothers here remembered when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instituted that very sit at home. When governors fell in line, governors announced it and they celebrated it, they joined us. And they realized that truly, Biafrans have a leader. Truly, somebody can speak. Truly, Biafrans are united. And you can see it repeating itself again. When the illegitimate governor came and said he will use every arm at his disposal to break that band and make sure that sit at home they don't hold. Biafran people were still standing in one mind and one voice, united in voice. But they told us that we are not united. And some of us helped them to say it. You say, Biafrans are not united. We are not united. Who told you that Biafrans are not united? There is nothing that is happening in Biafran struggle today that has not happened in other places. And if you are expecting when you are going to have 100 compliance in everything you are doing, you are deceiving yourself. If you have even 70%, you are good to go. Every one of us preach it and they say democracy is the game of a number. And the highest number wins. I'm talking of 70%, but I know that Biafrans, we have more than 90% compliance in everything we are doing. But they will still preach that lies. We are not united. And we help them to push that lies. Sit at home have decimated that lie completely. I also remember when our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, when he said that our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped and sent to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, that we have to prepare to do extraordinary thing to release him. Some of us have forgotten. That is why some of us, you are crying of only one day. Only one day. The sinful disobedience is still coming. It's going to unfold. Our Prime Minister also said, there was a time he also said, that if we want Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be released, we have to do something to make them know that it is much more expensive to keep Mazen Nnamdi Kanu inside than to leave him outside. All these are being achieved by sit at home. Today, they know that it is much more expensive to hold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu inside than outside. And the more you continue to tighten it up, at a time will come when they can no longer hold it. If you are still hoping and thinking that the zoo is going to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu by themselves, you're still hoping on the lawyers, on the court, on the president or whoever, or United Nations, you're wasting your time. The freedom of our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the freedom of Biafran people is in your hand, is in my hand. That is why we must continue to engage and do what we are doing that is working. And I want to bring another question that is often asked, a common question that they ask, that so many people don't have an answer to, but the media are here to give you the answer. One of those things they say, which I would like my beloved brother Raphael to dig into, when they will tell us, they will say, why are you sitting at home in Biafra land? Go to Abuja and sit at home. Please, can you tell them why we will not go to Abuja to sit at home?
Thank you very much, my brother. It's simple. Biafra land is our home. Biafra land is our land. And we are fighting to secure our land. We are not fighting to secure Abuja. We're not fighting to secure Lagos. We're not fighting to secure Nigeria. We are detaching ourselves from Nigeria. And our own location is our home. Now, most times I like to, most of our people are very religious. They believe so much in scriptures. And sometimes I try to use scriptures to help them. When Christ was about to leave, and he told them that they should wait for the Holy Spirit, that he will send them the Holy Spirit. When the Holy Spirit comes, what did he tell them? He said, you will begin in Jerusalem, because Jerusalem is the immediate environment. He said, Jerusalem, Judea. And then after you have been able to secure all those Judea and Jerusalem, then he said, then to the uttermost parts of the world. It is when we secure Biafra, and Biafra is safe, Biafra is running as a country, then we can now sell our adventure to the world. We can now begin to do business with Lagos. We can do business with Abuja. We can do business with Lome, Togo. That is when we can do that. But first and foremost, our own territory, Biafra, that is where we are concerned about. We sit at home in Biafra land to secure Biafra land. And Biafra land is, we have told them, when they tell us, take 5 states, Biafra land is not 5 states. We are going to take all the Biafra land, everywhere Biafra reaches. But for the time being, some of them will still ask, why is it only active in the 5 states? Yes, Gradually, we are taking our territory. You know, all those other territory where they compromise, we are breaking that fallow. We are breaking those ground. Gradually, we are taking those places back. Those people, they are understanding where they belong now, and they are coming back home. So that is why, that is the answer I will give them. And in case they are hearing now, let them hear. We are sitting at home in Biafra land, and we must take Biafra. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You have really dealt with that very question, and I believe that the Biafrans are getting the answers. These are most asked questions, common questions that they use to distract some of us who are not paying attention. That is why it is very important that we dig deep into it. And I will allow my beloved brother 247 to also dig into that very question. And at the same time, add on at the same time, what advice do you have to some people? There are some people today, when you go to online, these bloggers, these people they are bloggers, but they have now decided to channel their energy on the Biafra struggle and the sit at home that we're talking about. Some of them have lost their, as a media guru that you are, what advice do you have to these people? I'm talking about those who are Biafrans. These people are Biafra. They are not agitators. They're not agitating for Biafra. They are not talking for Biafra. But when it comes to speak against Biafra, recently, you see a lot of their videos where they are speaking, trying to, either they are trying to be noticed or trying to do whatever. I can't understand. What word do you have for them after dealing with the same topic that my brother has just spoken about? Thank you, my brother.
You see, I have been seeing them and I've been noticing them, but I never wanted to talk about them because there's this strategy that if you see anything moving and nobody knows you and you want to get known, just try and stand on the way of the moving train. That is what they're doing. They just want to make themselves relevant, which nobody wants to give them. Now, the sit at home we are talking about, they believe is their problem. Ask any one of them or anybody at all to tell you one problem that sit at home have caused. Just one. They will not tell you. They will only tell you, you are not thinking about the poor people. You think everybody is rich. Some people have to eat from daily bread. If they don't go out that day, they will die. But we have observed 2 weeks sit at home. Nobody died of hunger. Monday sit at home. I have never heard for once that this person observe sit at home and hungry go kill am where they do sit at home. I never heard. Now, all of them that are crying because they want to be known. One, or somebody has paid them. Maybe they told us that they hired 500,000 bloggers to fight Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile. You never can tell who these people are. They could be anybody. So Biafrans, I will only tell us that anything you are doing and you are not getting attacked, my brother, that thing is not working. Even Bible said it. Jesus said it. When all men call you good, make you begin the wrong. Wrong for your life because nobody is good. So I want us to understand that what we have, we must hold it very, very firm and strong. We know they move back. We know they go back. Sit at home has brought us to this point where we are now. Sit at home has given us the confidence we have. Sit at home has brought us to the point that the world now know and they see and witnessed that we are no longer under the authority of Nigeria government. Sit at home. Especially this Mugu will come out lastly to just make himself known. You know, when anybody want to make himself relevant, he will use what we are doing to make himself relevant. Let me remove this monkey from here. Yeah. If anybody want to get noticed, he will look for what IPOB, Biafra Republic Government in Exile are doing. But the good news is that when they come, the moving train crushes them and nobody noticed them. We move. Now it is very clear. Sit at home has brought us to the mainstream media. Sit at home. The reason why you will see somebody like Rufai talking, Abati talking, whoever, Jide, all of them are now talking because of sit at home. Even Solidarity Forever is talking because of sit at home. Go and check the records. Everywhere you see them talk, they no longer say subfaction of IPOB. They now say IPOB. Sit at home has made them to recognize us as the IPOB. Sit at home has made them to recognize us as government within government. That is no longer, they are saying, I'm quoting them, they said, we must remember that we must be careful when you are talking about this Simon Ekpa, because he's no longer the time he was like a faction. Now he is the prime minister of the government within government. So it is not something you can just remove or wipe out. We have gone far, my brother. Thank you. I surrender here.
You're welcome, my beloved brother. Thank you so much for doing justice to that very question. And my beloved brother, Battle Cry, I come to you. My beloved brother, Battle Cry, what will be your response? What will be your advice or your response to those who think that they can stop the sit at home by fire, by force? Those who have been boasted in different platforms that they will stop the sit at home. What is your advice to them? What is your response to them if you have been asked to talk to them? Battle Cry. Are you there, my beloved brother, Battle Cry? Battle Cry, we cannot hear you.
Hello? Yeah, sorry, my people. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So, please, can you refresh your question again?
My question is, if you are being told to talk to those who think in their dreams that they will stop the sit at home, what would be your advice to them?
My advice is that any battle they avoid today, they will fight another day. And my advice conclude that whatever it takes to do this sit at home and come out of it successfully, for our voice to be heard, it want to do it. My advice again is that Adi Acholo Ogumma, Okirikiri ka na-agba ukwu ose adịghị ali elu. So, on that note, we must continue to do this at home, because if we are doing it at home and nobody is making noise, none of the politicians are talking, meaning that what we are doing has no effect. But whereby we are doing it and there is lamenting, there is criticism, there is confrontation, then it wants to do it. Because you see, there is no pain without gain. Because it's paining them, we are gaining the victory. As we are doing it, they are receiving the pains, but we are getting the victory. That's what it is. So wherever the two elephants are fighting, what suffers it is the grass. There are two political or numerous political criminals and some political corrupt class that are fighting in the zoo looking for position, forgetting the well-being of the poor masses, whereas the grass that is underneath, which is the citizen, are the ones suffering it. Will they continue to suffer from the elephantized political corrupt class in the damnable zoological republic? That is the question. But if we said no, we the citizens said no, that we are not going to suffer it anymore, then it is time to take the bull by the horn and get away from this oppression, get away from this bondage. So whatever we are doing, let's continue to do it. Let's continue to push, because we will continue to push it until we get victory. There is no retreat. There is no surrender. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Battle Cry. I appreciate you, and Biafrans appreciate you also. So I will go back to my beloved sister this time around. My beloved sister, I would like you to speak to those of them who think they have the monopoly of speaking, who think that Biafra is a soft spot for them to attack. And I want you to use that opportunity to talk to. There are some people you want to speak to, but I will urge you not to mention their name, because we don't come here to promote them. When you mention their name, they'll be very happy.
Yes.
They will feel very happy. You can speak to them and Biafra will get the message without mentioning their name. So use this opportunity to speak to those people and let them know that Biafra is bigger than what they think. Go on, my beloved sister.
Some people nature need opportunity. But I found how that need now opportunity. Nke iwu chere nwere ike inye gị opportunity ya nwere ike wụrụ nke ahụ nke nwere ike inye gị nsogbu. Mana amara that na Biafra na enwego mmadụ ndị nwụrụ na ego nne. Ụmụaka nwụrụ na akwashi ọkụ ekwesịghị iji ya na-egwu egwu. Onye ọna ji bie gbasara Biafra struggle egwu egwu. Ji ụmụaka niile nwụrụ na akwashi ọkụ egwu egwu. Ụmụaka ahụ ka o bukwara for the second time. Ihe niile nwụrụ na agha Biafra. For the spirit of those people, this is struggle, this entire time was weak. Well, now go so you need like a money jig, I don't need like a money try and lock. I don't need like a money just care shine. So I'm going to want to do woman. Okay, woman, what was the matter? Phone na put on social media. Well, I spoke about to sit at home. That's an area when I our prime minister, I'm not a bunch of email sit at home, Cornotano, there's a put the one on a Finland. Then a match for the second person. Again, again. But I can't particularly even our life yet in danger. Nana ethically and my sister, my like it with this message. I found what that do it's one that can wag it. Or quick from down send the gunu. That day Jikwagu way bezu. Or quick from down in nature now very guy Jana say jail because they have for near you were gallant woman. Congratulations. But even Nachime came mala that na those people nda na-ese ndigunu nda na-asị gị jee kwuo ha nwa ndị ya ejikwa gị wee mezuo okwu ọsọ gụ jee ide ife niile ọsọ maka chichichichicha na moto gụpụta tag ya dragon tag ya our prime minister ndị m iwu na onye mbụ ịbịa nwe onye ịbụọ ote na-emewela ya ọ marago ya arụ imechakwa ihe adakpụkwa ka ndị ọzọ si wee dakpuo mana ihe na-agwago dat na iji ndogo na-atụ mgbere n'aka ndị a na-ese ndị maka ha nwa ndị ya eliminate go ka e were tag ya dragon because na iji ịma agwago na isi na na-edere gị mana ma ọ bụ asa gụnwa maka esi wee nweta your number because mgbe i kwuru okwu ịkpọrọ nọmba gị adụ surprise mgbe i wetara meseji edere gị na mobile this thing gị na nke edere gị na inbox gị mana mgbe i kwuru okwu izizi ikwuru ikwudo afọ ịkwado onwe gị afọ ma ya wụzi ile mobile ma wụzi nke ijizidezi gị gosiri gị na those people gụ na ha na-akpọ na plan datin mma gị ọfụma ọfụma ji your number gị na ha na-communicate na-eme datin ka gị na ha na plan ya gị na ha na-edegharị ya gosi na akwụkwọ ahụ ifere amarị because mgbe anyị fụrụ mgbe ị na-egosi ya nne ife na-agwa gị dat na ị na-eje ị na-amonitọ ndị gị na ha na-abụghị mana ndị na-etinye gị ozi ahụ maka na ha ya ejigo nwa mezuo iwu and ihe ya ọgwụ nwanyere ha ohere iji gị wee mezuo iwu because na ife ya ma ọdata na ndị gị ha na-eme ka ife the most wicked people enwe na Biafra land and ndị kwesịrị ịdị very careful with ka ije jede anyị n'aka Chukwu ka ewere jigu tag ya our dragon something onwebe ime emebe ha dragon onwebe nke esibe tag ya ma nwaanyị dị ime nke wasụ dị ime anyị afụ nke ebe ya afọ ime ole si jedere emechicha n'ihe niile a esi nsi iji tete ha ụla n'oge iji osu wee kiele ọ mana adị m sorry for you a beautiful woman dị ka gị kwesịrị face your business hapụ ihe gbasara struggle hapụ ije bitọkasị aka gị hapụ ịmọnk ịṅụ ihe niile nwụrụ na this is struggle onwe your own sacrifice ihe enye Biafra fọ nwere onwe fọ ụmụnne gị ndị Fulani na-egbuchasị fọ afụfụ ụmụ Igbo na ndị Biafra na-ata ọwụ dat na ife ihe eji were pụta wee sị ha asọpọtụ ọmụnụ gosi nwute gị wee blackmail ụmụnne nke gị but my sister ndị Fulani na-apụta gbuo ihe niile ha na-egbu polisi ndị amị na-eji helikọpta bajee obodo na n'ala Igbo tụọ bọmbụ gwarisicha everything gbuchasịa ndị mmadụ ị na-afụ ụzọ ha every time afụbeghị one day pụta condemn onye a si na gịnị mere ka ife ụmụ Igbo mere eji egbu ha like this ị na-afụ ebe ndị polisi na-ejide ụmụnne nke gị na checking point just because of 1 naira agbagbuo fa saa na mma agbagbuo onwe ife ya eme na na-ekwu ọgba anya ozu nwatakịrị adabili ị pụta one day condemn nwunye one day abịa blue one small boy because of no clue about our leader Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ladies nwa 11 years abịa buru ya pụọ ị pụta condemn onye na-ebe na Biafra land ị pụtara condemn if ị pụtaziri condemn sit at home shame on you mana ife nna-achị gwa gị ka ị mara that na ife ọhụrụ na mere gụnwa mere onwe gị ọbụla data gị kpara ya anybody and all those ndị ahụ na-edu gị ije a ndị ya ejighị were mezuo okwu wee suo stamp jisi ike ihe na-asụ congratulations. Thank you, ụmụ Biafra, jisi n'ike.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. Thank you. Your message is delivered, and I believe that the person whom the message is meant for is going to get it directly and straight. That's why I told you people, in this very media, you have all stuff you need to get. Whatever you want, you will get it. If you want a silent speech, you get it. You want a loud one, you get it. You want petting, anything you want, you can get it. We have variety here, and we are ready to do our jobs at every given time. And now I will come back to my minister. And minister, please make it short again this time. If possible, make it shorter than the second one that you went. I want you to please kindly speak to Biafran people the importance of government in a government. And when our Prime Minister have explained that we are now having government in a government, some people are not paying attention. There are still some people who think that they are still in agitation. There are some people who still think they are still in the time of blackmail and propaganda. I want you to let Biafrans know the stage we are now. As our Prime Minister have explained, that we are now having government in a government. Let the Biafrans know, and let them know the importance of having a government to speak for Biafra and not an organization. Please go on, my Prime Minister, my Minister. Information.
Thank you. Forgive me. I'm having a very serious unstable internet connection, so it affects my interception. I may not get everything clearly, but I had a government in government, from the Biafran government in exile to the people of Biafra and to the Zoological Republic of the Animal Kingdom. And before I delve into that, please permit me to touch one issue that you raised before. I heard you say something like, people say we should go and do sit at home in Abuja, that the people in Abuja are not feeling the impact of sit at home. Not the dog or the rat outside that knows the route to our bedroom or where we kept the bucket of crayfish or the basket that contains the fish that we brought from the market or from the stream or from the river. It is the rat that is inside the house that knows the nooks and crannies of the house. The people in Abuja did not successfully kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without pairing up with the people that knows us more. Like the saying goes, if you sell your brother, the people that you sold them to will not trust you again. So while we are doing our sit at home, making sure it stands 100% in the East, is because we want to show the people that sold our leader out, the people that betrayed him, who are our leaders and elders in our from Abuja. It was our leaders in the East that came together, proscribed us because they want to get money, they want to get political, and then go tell Abuja, say, these children that have been disturbing you, we don't bring them to you, make una kill them. The proscription of IPOB came to be. So we have to show them in Biafra land that that thing that they cook, and with that same pot that they use to cook it, that we are going to feed it back to them to consume. Consuming that thing that they cooked in Biafra land. That is why they sit at home must be felt more in Biafra land to these political elites and criminals and all the religious leaders that partake in those meetings that they came to sit down to pass the resolution of proscribing IPOB and proscribing the Biafran people. That is that. And invariably, the return that is supposed to go back to the federal government, they will see that the returns have dwindled in numbers. So that's how they are going to feel the impact from there. Coming back to the government in government, going by the way the name implies, government in government. Government in government. People may be thinking, this thing sounds so myopic. Now, government in government, you need to understand that we are a group of people who are now setting up a government inside an acclaimed government that is existing. So the one that we are is going to supersede and surpass the one that they claim is existing and is working. Now, there are two things to consider here. If an existing government were viable, functional, and useful to the people, would there have been a necessity for a government in government to be set in place? No. Fish to burn in waste. Now, because of the fire where they burn crayfish, now make crayfish burn in waste. Now, because of the fact not that made IPOB to start speaking. Now, because of the fact that the colonization agenda is coming to its peak, that is why everyone has been massacred, no one is safe here. It is because of the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is behind bars and the entire land of Nigeria is to be taken over by the Fulani terrorists. That is why there is a government in government has been set in place by the Biafran Republic government in exile. And people should not make mistakes about it. It is the step-by-step processes that is implemented in actualization of our freedom and our republic. With the republic government in exile, and you hear the name, in exile. Now, de facto government in the homeland is what is going to initiate and implement the government in the homeland. In that logical republic, for them to understand that the people have spoken and they are taking control of their government. Inside that, their own acclaimed government that is already staying, which they claim is a government which is not viable. Now, 75,000 people who are supposed to be treating human beings that sustain wounds and injuries, or get accidents, or get shot, they do surgery, remove the bullet from their body. 75,000 and above of them have decamped and then ran away from Nigeria. Why? Because of Fulani terrorists. Because they don't know their importance. Medical practitioners. So now I ask a question. When somebody is sick, and which hospital will you run to? Which medical practitioner will you see to administer treatment to you in time to safeguard you from dying prematurely? Because 95% of death recorded in Nigeria is caused by no medical attention. And some may even be there, but they don't have the money to pay, and the medications are not there to procure in time. So if 75,000 medical practitioners are already minors from the medical system, in what is the hope of the contraption? That is why a government in government is implemented by the Biafra Republic government in exile to show you the way, the roadmap to the restoration of Biafra, and to make them understand that we are ready and in for what we want. Let me stop here, Marty. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Thank you so much for your word. You have spoken very well, and Biafrans are listening. Biafrans that are watching, any place you're watching, I want you to prepare yourself to send in your calls. You send in your calls so that we that are here on the panel, we attend to all your calls that you're going to send. But before you send in your call, I would like my beloved brother 247, there's a video I sent to you. I would like you to play that video so that we can take a turn on that video, each and every one of us, with 1 minute. On that video, I would like every one of us to relate what you will see in that video to the reason why we must get out of the zoo. We have to relate that video. That video has been circulating. So many of you must have seen it. But we want to use that to educate the people and also show the world one of the reasons why we must get out of the zoo. Because sometimes when we are talking about walking away, exit, something we want to exit the zoo because of our resources. Something is just because of wanting to, but there are so many things that are involved. There are so many things that are involved. That is the reason why the Biafran people have sworn. I want us to listen carefully to that video, and then every one of us will speak, starting from Pastor Vam 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 on that very video. Please play the video.
Again, we shall all stand to say Nigeria is a great country. And to those of you, our colleagues, including you, Mr. Senate President, you know you're a very smart politician. How you came back is yet another political book to discuss. Sorry? How you came back is another chapter in our political history.
How I came back from where?
How you return to the Senate as a senator will open another chapter of great discussion in our political book. Because I was there in the field with you running for president. I never knew how you were able to meander and return and leaving some of us. Next time you must teach me how to do that.
It was a torturous journey because we had to go through the courts. I didn't even appeal.
Child.
My beloved brother Vam, deal with that very video you just watched and try to relate it to one of the things that is making us to walk out of the zoo by fire, by force.
Thank you very much, my host. Thank you. You know, the impunity in the zoo is so disgusting. This zoological republic display is what you just saw there. Everybody there plays according to the rules. Everybody there does everything that suits them. But on that particular day, I don't know, this video, I saw it this evening. On this particular, outing, on this particular outing they had there, Rochas Okorocha decided to, play it his own way. And it shocked them, because they know themselves. Yeah, please let somebody else go ahead because there's some noise from around where I am. I will give my submission later, please.
Okay, my brother 247, please deal with that very video.
Yes, sir.
This thing now, we are trying to talk about, discuss or analyze or do whatever. Let me tell you, if you ask me, it is just a simple truth. This is what happens on everyday life in that place you call country. Every day, this kind of, no other person can do this thing now. The so-called senator, whether elect or on seat, did. It is not being done. You have to relinquish your seat to go for another seat. And the way you leave it, somebody took it. The question which you'll be asking, when he leave that his seat, go they look for president, who they sit for that his seat? Anybody occupy him? That's a good truth where you go ask yourself. They purposely did it. Nobody, even in second, no occupy him. Nobody was in his stead while he was away. But under normal circumstances, let's just assume he went on holidays. Somebody, his second must take over. But nobody, he didn't hand over to anybody. So it's just that one thing we are talking about. But this person that is asking the question, the Okorawosa Mumu, don't even understand that. He is just speaking grammar. You think na grammar we want culture. They don't understand common handwriting. Even the way they play for them, they see, they know they see. I beg, carry go.
Battle cry, take over.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You see, I will start again with an adage. There are people who have Abraham, Nana. There are people who get Abraham in father. The Janjaweed told Okorocha that he didn't appeal, that they go through court. So it means it's just like aeroplane turner. They turn it, means that they have Abraham as a father somewhere that will make a case for him very easily. Our people said, until our people begin to understand the kind of Janjaweedism legal malpractices going on in the Damnable Zoological Republic, they will never come out of it. They will continue to be grooming, lamenting, crying, complaining for nothing's sake that will just come out of it. How can a professional politician like Okorocha be asking this kind of question in public? Is it not an indication of making himself mockery? It's just a public disdain. He just disdain himself in the public, by asking that question, using it as maybe, I don't know whether he's using it as a comedy. He just throw his weakness through his political weakness to the public and to the person he's talking to that, look, I'm still a baby in this political jungle. I'm still a baby. Please, you will tell me what you did. But there is no magic there. All of us know it because Janjaweed is in power. That's why they could be able to revive him back to Senate again without any legal process, without any authentication of judicial process to make it known that yes, he wants to be there or he wants to return back to Senate. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Battle Cry. And I will hand the mic to our minister. Please kindly do justice to that very short clip that we just played.
Now, first of all, you can see the idiosyncrasy of Okorocha. You are dying, and then you are still happy that you are being killed. He opened his mouth at first and said, this will show that Nigeria will still be a better country. Whereas you are about to vomit something that has already destroyed the country. Then you now go down to ask the person. We were in this game together, contesting for presidency, and we were running the same field. How did you get back to this same seat again? When you meander and how you meander and then you left us there. How did you come back? The person boldly sat there as the Senate president again and told you, I had to go through the court. The same court is controlled by who? Who owns the court of the oppressor? Who owns the court of one Nigeria? If there has been justice in the judiciary system, will he have gone through the court and then came back to sit on that seat again? If there has been justice and transparency, will he have been allowed to go and contest for president? Then later meander his way and then came back and then still sat there as the president. Okorocha was seeing the translation of a red book in a dark space, but he could not understand what to say. You know, just like the Christian Association of Nigeria official said, you should not take what Erufai said to be serious.
Yes.
That Nigerians should ignore him. Whereas everything that Fulani plans in a laughable way is what they bring to fruition with time. When they started the Muslim ticket, all the pastors and the bishops and the Christian Association of Nigeria, they turned blind eye to it. The attire that was being worn to display that caricature was the attire of bishops, clergies of the Christendoms. There was none that was worn that was of the imams or of the Muslims. No. But they were to endorse a Muslim ticket. But they made caricature of the Christendom that have done what, that have sold their conscience because of money. And the message was passed. So when we were now making the awareness that the Muslim ticket means jihad, nobody took us serious. They say, oh, Nigeria can never be Islamized. Leave it there, leave it there. Today, it has been actualized. Erufai now comes back and then re-endorse and confirm what they had been saying before the elections. That thing that we were preaching, we have confirmed it and that we have done it. And that the Christian Association of Nigeria cannot say anything, that their mouth have been shut since Tinubu was declared the president. And that we are promising this Nigeria that we are still going to do it for the next 20 years. And they are telling you to your faces. And all of you are just laughing and say, hey, some president that to go and contest election. He's back now to sit down on the same place again to preside over the red chamber. And they are laughing over it. This is Nigeria for you. If this was in a secular state, this wouldn't have happened. If there is law, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be there. If there is a rule of law that is working, the people that knew about the kidnapping of Martin Nnamdi, they would have been rotting in jail by now. But the people that knew about his kidnap are actually waxing strong in that Senate chambers. They are the people that are actually extending the days that Martin Nnamdi have to stay in detention. They are actually the ones deciding how innocent people that have not massacred anybody are going to live in Nigeria. They are actually the ones deciding how many years they should give you because you speak and you are asking for freedom. So it is not a laughing matter. It is something that people need to understand and pick something and connect the dots from it. Because very soon, what happened to Mr. A will happen to Mr. B. Biafra Republic government in exile leads the way. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Can I quickly make my submission complete?
Yeah, you're going to complete it. Let's allow our beloved sister to make a contribution, then you will now come in.
Okay.
Ụmụnne m, ụlọ m ife na-ewe m iwe. Ife na-ewe m iwe wụ nnọọ fụ nnọọ how coward ndị anyị tụkwasịrị obi dị. Ọ na-agbụwa m obi. Eziokwu ka m na-agwa because and ife na-ewekwa m iwe ọrụ na nne anya that place fụchaa ndị si na ha kpụ okpuru ejiri mara ndị Igbo mana ha nọ that place a na-egosi anyị that na onwere anything na anyị wụ na ya want anything or if you obi. Kedu how many times can these people here send the one the Igbo, especially Igbo, message that na ya want anything? And I come off by 100 times. We go see Google that nane wo go de wo would do karamolo go that career. If I know that to that, if I know that place, I will yeah we made you. If you go on another place, no just made you cast one another place. I do very now where this man okuloku keda for this man okay most state here. Even Opus or the Mokola was that Mbukuloku that man say that's in that senator where say if I was alia. Expect at least able you ya wokwa na ekwuruzie n'isi mana ọ dara ome ụdị ede da ome because someone will continue ya chụpụ that place ọ nọ na ahụ nọgide ebe ahụ ebere ka emeli o were nọrọ so and if ọkwa na ha na-adị afọ ihe niile ha mụ ebe anyị na-eje ha mụ ebe anyị nọ ọnwụ na ha marọ instead normal ekwesịghị ife onye ọnwụ na onye Igbo na that place kedu ife a na ebe ahụ eme kwa name and only if you contribute look at nwoke na ha mele something for this for presidential distance chi ha kwazi as the man no kwado uche hapụ all resign go from that oche otu si were water we for presidential distance so owu na odalada were gbarakwa ọsọ we chi ha kwa azụ n'oche ahụ gosi that no ha nwe na control and the way I didn't know that place blanket. Happily, because on your flanico. The only person when will keep walking. I can man opposed on them. Okola will say, could I mean, Okulo, they were easy. So we would tell the line one woman when I am one of mud. Time when there's your problem. And then when he can support one. We strive every year. Okola was an undo to any jar on the flani. Is terrible. We say about
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. Please, Biafrans that is watching, prepare your question and call in as we are rounding up. And my beloved brother Ugo, please let them see the number. You can call my beloved brother Ugo, you can call Pastor Vam to relate, and then you can ask your question. Most ask questions, those common questions that is bothering you. Ask those questions. There are people to answer you here. And before, as we wait and go into that, our Deputy Prime Minister, Vam, have to now give us his own submission on that very video.
Deputy Minister. Hey, about one Deputy Prime Minister.
Deputy Minister, my brother.
Deputy Minister. Thank you very much, my brother. Now, I was just trying to, relate the impunity that just took place in that court, in that Senate room. Even though, what's his name, Okorocha was trying to expose the impunity of the Fulani, but the truth remains that Okorocha himself, we know, enjoys such impunity. He enjoyed it. He played it out on his own. That's why he is very free to mingle with such caliber of criminals in a Senate plenary, whereby somebody who contested as a president under the law, he has no right to even have a place to come back, because that was the same thing Okorocha himself did. He contested for presidency, so there's no room for him in the Senate anymore. So after the Senate, Okorocha will go. Now, Okorocha, who is now angry, he's angry because the benefit, something that guy is enjoying, he cannot enjoy it because he's not Fulani. You understand? He cannot enjoy it. That's why he's asking him, you are a very good politician. So to Okorocha, it is a game that he would have loved to play, but he could not play it because he has not gotten to the level that man is at. You understand? So for him, he's now saying, next time you will teach me so that I will know how to follow you and play that kind of game. You can imagine the system that these our evil people that we already cast out of Biafra land, the system they are enjoying. When you talk about Biafra, a country that will work, a country where such impunity will never be allowed, they will never want it to be. Okorocha will never support Biafra because in Biafra, that kind of nonsense will not happen. Okorocha in Imo State sold everything to his family, gave every position to his family members. That is the kind of impunity that these Fulanis are doing at the national level. Okorocha also did it at the state level. Do you remember his brother? His brother-in-law. He wanted to impose his brother-in-law on the Imo people. Was that not the same impunity? So he could play it at the state level, but at the national level, Lawan has a more, impunity power over him. You understand? So that is why Biafrans must be aware. These people, for these people, Biafra is coming. And if we see people like Okorocha, Chineke mere me bere, coming close, because when Mazin Namdekano comes out now, and everything is set, Biafra is there. People are campaigning for political position. Prime Minister, President, Senator, Okorocha will come and show himself also. Some people that are not intelligent, they will see that and say, Okorocha, he want to expose Fulani. It's a lie. He is not happy that he could not play that kind of politics. It is just like Ojus Okalo. Let me expose Ojus Okalo, his own useless crocodile tears. Men and brethren, do you know why Ojus Okalo was crying? In fact, let me not go there because we didn't play Ojus. I will expose it in another video. Let me not take our time because there's something very deep in Ojus Okalo that I need to bring out that Biafrans did not see. But we bring it out. We move. Let our Biafrans call in.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Thank you so much. Biafrans, you are free to call in. Call in. We are going to take few calls before we go. We're going to take few calls. In less than 10 minutes, we'll be ending the program and we'll focus on other things. Some of us are still going to come out on individual program to continue this message. It is a radical evangelism, and most of us are doing it on daily basis. 247 is always there. So many of us are coming time and time again to begin to speak to Biafran people. So every opportunity we have, we use it wisely. So now you have opportunity to ask any question you want to ask to the media. Things that have to relate to the seat at home, things that have to do with the Biafra Republic government in exile. You have the opportunity to ask that question because we have people that will respond to you as you want.
What did this man they do for here?
everybody, you think you want to become president. You people, you're really like you. You don't know anything. Yeah, man, you want to. You don't know. You shark. You are a dot in a sack.
247.
I just saw 8 years in bondage that have just gone by. 8 years in bondage in the zoo.
It's pitiable.
You know, this
Please,
is
dear friends, we call in. If nobody is calling in, we're going to start our closing remark. Dear friends, you call in and ask your question, that question that is bothering you. As you go to evangelize to other Biafran, there are certain questions they ask you. Call in and ask those questions. We have people that will answer you. The Minister of Communication is here. The Deputy is here. Members of the Cabinet are here to respond to every question that you have. Call in and ask your question. If nobody is calling in, we will start to make our closing remark so that we can focus on other issues that have to do with the struggle also. So many of us are busy doing one thing or the other for the progress of this very struggle. As you know, we are in restoration, and in this restoration stage, it is 24/7 busy. Our Prime Minister, as you all know, doesn't even have a single day of rest. He is moving from one meeting to the other, And I urge every one of us that is watching, any place you're watching from, please, in your prayers, always remember our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. In your prayers, always remember to pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa and pray that nothing happens to him. If anything happens to Mazi Simon Ekpa, it will be in another decade. It might be in another generation before we will have the opportunity that we have now. Some of you don't know the opportunity we have. We don't know the gift we have. And that is one area that Chukwu Okikabem have blessed Biafran people. That at every given point in time, when we need a leader, he gives us a leader. Each time the Biafran people needs a leader, he gives us a leader. In 1967, when it was needful for us to have a leader, he gave us our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu. He fought gallantly. He fought gallantly until the last minute. When it was time also for us to have a leader that will continue the struggle, he gave us our Sule Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, incorruptible. He made it clear, it is either Biafra or death. And even in the territory of the enemy, he told them, it is either Biafra or death. Even when they took him away from us. And Chukwu Okikabem still knew that we need a leader. He gave us the dragon. The Prime Minister we have today, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Why they are busy calling him a terrorist? The global community is busy recognizing him as an ambassador of peace. And there is one statement he made I want every Biafran to put in their head. Our Prime Minister said, if you want peace, prepare for war. Let that word be ringing in your brain. For you to see everything that he's doing, and yet the global community came and gave him ambassador of peace. That very title, it speaks volume. When we call him our Prime Minister, some people think it's a joke. Maybe we made it up. Maybe they don't take us serious. But the world is taking us serious. Today, go to Wikipedia. Go and check how our Prime Minister is addressed. How is he identified? So when we say we have a Prime Minister, it is not just a joke. For those who are sleeping, who have been left behind, ignore them. Focus. That is why in our broadcast today, in our evangelism, it is no longer about antagonism. Begin to talk about your brother, talk about unnecessary thing, attacking. And no. We have left that direction. We are in restoration. On that restoration stage, we are almost at the finishing point. When you hear our Prime Minister say in 2023, we are going to have Biafra, I want to ask you, do you still have a doubt? With the things that are happening today, do you still have a doubt? Biafra is now speaking as a government. no longer as an organization. Those who are still talking as an organization today, they are left behind. And these are the people who we are telling that they are going to sleep in the zoo and they wake up in Biafra. Some of them, even while we enter Biafra, you see them writing to the zoo for freedom, while we are already in Biafra. Everyone has to sit up. Please, in all your prayers, make sure you remember our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister in your prayers. They have a major role to play in our lives, in our freedom. Do not play with it. So since nobody is calling in, please, my beloved brother 247, let's start from you to receive our closing remark while we round up. 1 minute closing remark.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, we have said it all, and dear friends, you have heard it all. There is nothing more like working hard. When you work hard, you will earn hard. That's just a simple way. We are working hard. We have worked so hard to get to this point. We are not going back, because if you go back, like they said, behind the death, life, then for front. We have nothing to lose. If you decide not to fight, the people that are ready to fight will destroy your father's. They are not going to know. They will kill you and take over your father's land. As you can see in Benue, in Plateau, in Jos, all the rest of them, they are not just killing anyhow people, they are killing only Christians. Go and shake the record. If you see where they have invaded any community, Muslim community, and kill even cut a leaf, come and let me know. They are killing people that are not of the same belief with them. And what you are seeing now as a government is just the beginning of the fulfilling of the agenda. We need freedom. Let us join hands together and bring this freedom. Thank you and goodbye from now.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Pastor Vam, say goodbye and your closing remark.
Omo Chineke obiara ije ga-ana, and we have had a wonderful and a fantastic evening, and I want to appreciate on a very serious note our beloved brother Chuk Survivor, who has had a wonderful hosting of the media team today. It's been a very pleasant time, and Biafrans, you are all wonderful to sit back there and watch us through from the beginning to the end. It's not easy to sacrifice 2.5 hours of your time to listen to this gospel. You will only listen to it because it is the gospel of truth. That's why you gather to listen. And may Chukwu Kabiama bless you. And those of you back home, I want to say thank you very much for all you do for this freedom. You know, without you, we are worthless over here. And with us, you are also a blessing over there. And so together, we are doing this. And we are going to bring Biafra. And that's what is going to shock our enemies. We're going to knock them out. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be so proud of us. Thank you very much, everyone. And have a wonderful one. Catch you.
Thank you so much. Our beloved sister, Dadia Ramma, say goodbye to Biafrans.
Umuchukwu okike abịama akwa ife anyị Umuchukwu ekenere m ụnụ na taịn ụnụ wepụta, because na ọ dịghị izi mmadụ iwepụta taịn ya nọrọ na-ege mmadụ ibe ya ntị. O pụtasị n'ịfụnanya ụnụ nwere ebe anyị nọ, and gosikwa otu Biafra si dị ụnụ mkpa, because ọnwụ na ọ dịghị ụnụ mkpa ụnụ na-ege ife gbasara ya nụ. So ụmụ Chineke jisi n'ike, enidiri onye ọwụna dị mkpa na isi na strọgụl anya mara nke ị nwere nweta nke ọwụna. So ụmụ Chineke ejikwana nọrọ ana sị na ime emekwere gịnị mba ebe m nwa mere ihe eme onye ọsọkwa anya wụlụ. So ụmụ Chineke biko, anyị nidiri onye ọwụna dị mkpa ka anyị nwere n'ebe anyị, ka anyị na-anụ na afụfụ ezugo, alili ezugo, ilu uju ezugo. Ekene m unu ụmụ Chineke. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. Battle Cry, over to you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Thank you again for much of your time that you have given us to be here to make this broadcast this evening. And to be honest, as far as Chukwu Kikabioma lives, your reward is in heaven. Many of us who have made contribution and made some submission, relevant submission that is eye-opening in this movement that we are making. And say, may Chukwu Kikabioma bless all of us and give us strength to carry on and never further and keep on doing what we are supposed to do, so that at the end, when Martin Nandekano comes out, he will beat his chest, say that yes, he has an army, he has trained people, that his labor for years is not in vain. So as it is now, from me here, I say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're watching. It's Biafra Battle Cry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Our minister, are you there to make your closing remark? If the minister is there, make your closing remark. If he's not there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to grab the mic. Hold on, please. Okay. Kudos to Biafrans all over the world. We salute you all and we say thank you for your formidability, your synergy, your steadfastness, and your consistency. Your determination and focus on the ball of Biafra has been remarkable, and it has recorded a lot of momentum. And I wish to use this medium to reiterate that yesterday, the Biafran Republic government in exile, through the Prime Minister and his cabinet, went on a tour to the United States of America. And the meeting lasted for hours. It was fruitful. A lot of things were discussed there. Everything were discussed there were not just things that were just discussed for formality's sake. To the people of America, we thank you for turning up. We remind you that you must live up to your responsibilities. Many things that the PM opened up to the people in that meeting are not things that you hear on the media. And we wish to ask that when meetings of that kind are held, you keep it the way it was. But what we want to see is your output to what was that meeting. More of this tour will take in other countries and regions and continents. What we are trying to do is to make sure we have coordinating units and we have people that will take care of things, just like the structures that MNK set up before in all countries and regions and continents. This will help to harness the awareness and the financial stability of what we are doing. Finance is of essence. So coming to speak to everyone in their different countries is not just because we love speaking. It is to bridge that gap and to make people to understand what should be on the table. Remember that the BLT, Biafran Liberation Tax website and link has been launched to the website of the Biafran Republic government in exile. It is not supposed to be there for formality. It is for every Biafran to make use of it. You can call your friends and family to make use of that link as well. You can pay your tax to the Biafran government starting with $5 or €5 upward. It can go weekly or it can go monthly. And this will help to go a long, long way, because we are going into a government in government. we are trying to set the pace and to make sure everything goes in line. Supporting Eastern Security Network and the Biafran Liberation Army is not something you should wait until when there is fundraising. Visit the website at any time. And remember to always keep records of your receipt of transactions and payments because they are very, very important for you and will be needed when the time comes. I beg of you, if you are in Biafra, live up to the expectations of Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran Republic government. We appreciate you all for what you have been doing, and we pray that Biafra comes in your own time. Pray for Kanu wherever he is, for his health, never mention in all ways. If you know how to pray with Usoji, pray with it. If you know how to pray with Ofo, pray with it. If you know how to pray with the Bible, pray. Whatever you believe in, and what you owe dear to yourself and generations. Thank you very much. Master True Survivor, thank you for anchoring us today, and to all our talent media and salute you. As of Bam Bam Bam, I salute you. 247, I salute you. Battle Cry, I salute you. True Survival again, I salute you. And to everyone listening and watching and sharing. Biafran Republic government in exile. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our minister. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you that have been able to listen to us from the beginning of this very program of this time. And I appreciate my fellow comrades who are here with me, who has given me the opportunity once again to speak to Biafran people. I appreciate every one of you that you have given that opportunity to me, and you have given me that strength and courage to stand strong until the end of the broadcast. It is not easy. I appreciate everyone that is genuinely seeking for freedom of the Biafran people. I appreciate the Biafran people. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every Biafran wherever you are. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect all the members of the cabinet. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect everyone that is genuinely seeking for freedom, regardless your religion, your tribe, your location. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect the Umuada. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect all the media warriors and their families. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is. Any attack against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never survive. Whatever poison they have injected into the body of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chukwu Okike Abiyama will send the doctor spiritually to give him healing.
You said,
no weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper.
Amen.
No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria will prosper.
Amen.
Whatever plan they make against our Prime Minister, either in the secret or in open, it will never succeed. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to carry him on his own hand, cover him with his hand as egg. Nothing will happen to him. Very soon he will join us. No matter how they try, they will never succeed. I thank everybody that is praying. Whenever you go home, always remember to pray at least once a day for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was with us? He prays 7 times every day for you and I. Why won't you pray for him just once a day? Why won't you pray just once a day for him? May Chukwu Okike Abiyama give us the strength to continue to move on until we get into that promised land. Thank you so much for watching, anybody that is watching. Thank you, Biafran people, for your support. I appreciate every one of you. We all appreciate you, and we will see you again Friday. Thank you so much, and stay blessed. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Mercy on we Biafra, Lord, give us a freedom. Have mercy on we Biafra, and give us a freedom. Oh Lord, have mercy on we Biafra, and give us a freedom. Father, we need our leader. Prophet, we need our leader. Chukukano. We need our leader. Mazinam Dekanu. Yeah, man.